Ministers, in your quality and title, honorable deputies, ladies and gentlemen responsive of administrative offices, ladies and gentlemen responsive of the World Health Organization, ladies and gentlemen, leaders of grassroots communities, dear healers, dear cultural, religious, and spiritual leaders, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are celebrating the 22 African Traditional Medicine Days in the topic support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanisms. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, traditional medicine is as all as humanity, as all as pain. There are always been healers among human beings. We can never know who were the first healers. He is lost in the midst of the time, like the inventor of the well, or the first man who have Thames fire. He will remain an unknown hero of civilizations. Perhaps he lived in the Bantu forest a few 100,000 years ago. Perhaps in the hot and humid forests of Ezame. In his entourage, he must have passed for a man possessing supernatural power. This prehistoric medicine health practice was enriched through meeting, cultural mixing into the true art, the art of healing, which has proven himself through tens of thousands of years all over the world. Around 4000 before Christ, a revolution swept the world, a revolution called civilization. Humans began to gather in cities. They learn to produce the food and domesticate the animal they need. They create languages and discover a process to recall the idea. And those ideas is transmitting from generation to generation. Within this civilization, traditional medicine flourished on all continents. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, during the Ice Age, 12,000 years ago, a pandemic appeared, and the virus of this pandemic attacked the genome of the melanin, and the black couple gave birth to white children. White children who played a secondary role for more than 6,000 years. Later, these whites began to organize themselves. With advance of the white philosopher, they create a new wave of thinking. I quote, I think, therefore I am. This is a teaching of individualism to the detriment of humanism. The I, which value the individual to the detriment of the group. The I which cultivate narcissism and remain a fertile ground of schizophrenia and other psychic, somatopsychic diseases, and also the psychosomatic diseases. African thought, on the other hand, advocate two essential ideas. The first one I quote, I am because you are. If you don't exist, I don't have no way to be. The thought that advocate humanism, where the individual take off himself in front of the interest of the group. The second idea in Africa thought, I quote, man is a remedy of man. White philosophers have death, a hard blow of the evolution of traditional black medicine. And with the advance of scientific in 17th century, in the name of what we call modernism, we are whitenizing the worrying decline of the black medicine in favor of a medicine of possession, the medicine of power, the medicine of business. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, a great European scientist called Descartes, with his narrow, limited, and deserted Cartesian system, teach a medicine that has nothing to measure love, emotion, intuition, and the energy that is life. What is left of humanity without those values? Others like Louis Pasteur, who discovered bacteria, prescribe antibiotics to kill them. He forgets that without bacteria, there is no life on earth. Where are we today? Bacterial resistance. This is worrying, especially because during all this time, traditional medicine, which has proven himself through ages, have been hit by repressing law. Healer hunted down from witchcraft, poisoning illegal practice of medicine. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we must recognize that for several decades, there has been a growing resistance interest for traditional medicine. Since the Almad Attack Conference in 1978, at the end of which the said conference made a declaration on primary health care, which is highlighting of the importance of primary health care as a means of accessible and acceptable level of health for all. Ambitious and unrealizable initiative with this Cartesian system, the base of modern medicine, will remain a real break of development of human sciences. Then is what the slogan called alternative medicine. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good medicine we call modern medicine is still experiencing discomfort everywhere and is increasingly helpless in the face of emergency diseases and contemporary pandemic. For 22 years, we have been celebrating the African Traditional Medicine Day. And the topic of this year is to support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanisms. We are still trying to find our way, ladies and gentlemen. Which medicine should be of quality and safe? The so-called modern one, medicine of business, of power, which is more concerning with profitability than with effectiveness. The one that has a biological approach and ignore all the other components of human being. Or the so-called traditional one that's proven himself through ages for tens of thousands of years. The one that has an holistic approach, practice by disinterested therapists who forget themselves to be available for others. Ladies and gentlemen, it's for each and us to answer this question. In many of countries, traditional medicine is still illegal. Some countries have implemented the law, but the implementation of the decree of his application is still slow. For a few countries that have been able to introduce traditional medicine into their healthcare, I would like to express our organization gratitude and our sincere congratulations. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is worrying to still be here after 6 decades of independence. It is more worrying since WHO himself recognized that 80% of the African population in the south of the Sahara receive the health problem from the traditional healers, but also receive from them the health education. If despite our history, we go from explorer to a current economic boom through slavery and colonization, if the medicine still drain 80% of the population, obviously it is not toxic. It is therefore safe. The quality criteria being relative, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, we are still searching, we are still grouping. We need to recognize that modern medicine and his narrow limits and desert system is based exclusively on knowledge and completely ignore the foundation of knowing. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Prometra International, which is an honor to serve, call with all his heart the World Health Organization, the international organization and institution to make an uncompromising diagnosis to the limit of the modern medicine, to encourage, first of all, and rigorous collaborative research, serious one, between the two medicines. Secondly, to try to each country to put in place two parallel medicine and leave each citizen to make the free and free choice of his medicine. And lastly, to put the foundation where they have a new system. We are trying to understand knowledge and knowing system in order to lay the foundation of the more human medicine, a medicine that will allow people and the world to look with confidence through the health and well-being of future. Thank you. I want to ask the protection for each and all to our ancestors. May the universal spirituality bring light in our way, and may the peace of the sacred forest of Tado be with all of you. God bless.